Welcome to African Folktales by GiftBliss. Please do well to subscribe, comment, like, and share. In the heart of Lagos, amidst glass towers and luxury cars, there lived Chief Martins, a billionaire magnate, known for his opulence and arrogance. Chief Martins owned half the skyline, and if he didn't own it, he'd tell you he could buy it in a week. People feared him, bowed to him, and whispered his name like thunder in the clouds. One scorching afternoon, Chief Martins stepped out of his Bentley at Eco Plaza, a shopping center he partly owned. He was there to check on a boutique managed by one of his mistresses. Dressed in an imported Italian suit and flanked by 3 bodyguards, he strutted through the hallway like a crowned lion. At the same time, a young woman, Bianca, walked in through the side entrance. She wore a plain white gown, slightly dusty from her walk, sandals that had seen better days, and carried a brown leather bag with faded embroidery. She looked no different from a regular street vendor, and no one paid her any mind. Her gaze was calm, her steps deliberate. As fate would have it, Bianca accidentally brushed Chief Martins' shoulder as she passed. Chief Martins turned slowly, then sharply, glaring at her as if she had spat on his shoes. "You dirty rat," he bellowed, catching the attention of shoppers. Bianca blinked, confused. "I'm sorry, it was a mistake." "A mistake," he laughed mockingly. "Do you know who I am? You walk like a goat and want to rub your village stench on me." People began to turn. Heads swiveled. Murmurs burst. A few shoppers pulled out their phones, curiosity growing like wildfire. One young man near the perfume store whispered, "Isn't that Chief Martins?" as he hit the record button. Then came the moment. Before Bianca could reply, Chief Martins slapped her hard. Gasps burst through the crowd like a popping balloon. Shoppers stopped dead in their tracks. The sharp sound of palm against skin echoed through the marble halls. Several more phones were raised, recording now in earnest. Bianca's cheek reddened instantly, but her eyes stayed still. Calm. Not angry. But he wasn't done. "You want to test me, you wretched thing," he growled and, with a sneer, pushed her down. Bianca stumbled backward and fell to the floor, her bag scattering open beside her. Her white gown brushed the dusty tiles. Slowly, she looked up at him, not in fear or shock, but with piercing clarity. And then, from the floor, she said in a voice only he and those nearby could hear, "You will regret this day, mark my words." The words echoed like a curse. Not screamed, not shouted, just spoken, calmly and with chilling certainty. Chief Chuck scoffed. "Regret? Me? I am Martins Chukwuebuka. Men twice your father's age bow when I enter a room." She didn't respond. The crowd was silent, but their cameras were not. Bianca picked up her things, stood with quiet dignity, and walked out, leaving behind a plaza full of stunned witnesses, and a digital trail that would soon burn across the internet like wildfire. And that was the beginning of his unraveling. Bianca walked out of Eco Plaza, head held high, leaving behind silence thick enough to hear a pin drop. But in her wake, chaos began to bubble, not with shouting or rioting, but with the glow of smartphone screens. Within seconds, those who had recorded the incident started whispering, "Did you get that guy?" He slapped and pushed her like a dog. "Post it now." And they did. In less than 10 minutes, the video clips began surfacing on WhatsApp statuses, Instagram stories, X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. Each clip showed a slightly different angle, but the same shocking truth. Chief Martins, billionaire mogul, had slapped a woman, insulted her, and pushed her to the ground for simply brushing against him. One post read, "Just witnessed Chief Martins disgrace himself at Eco Plaza. Is this how we treat women in 2025? Another read. He hit her like she was nothing. She said, "You will regret this day." And I felt goosebumps. Within 20 minutes, the hashtags #ChiefMartins, #You will regret this, and #Justice for Bianca were trending in Nigeria. By the time Chief Martins got back into his car, he had no idea that his name had already been typed into the phones of millions of strangers, and his actions immortalized in the cloud forever. As Chief Martins' convoy pulled away from Eco Plaza, his sunglasses were already back on, his expression unreadable. To him, the event was nothing. An insect brushed him. He swatted it. But in the back seat of the second car, his assistant, Kelvin, was sweating. His phone kept vibrating. Message after message. Group chats, notifications, and news alerts. He scrolled, blinked, then froze. Jesus! He tapped the volume up. The video played again. Clear as day. High resolution. Brutal. Chief Martins' face twisted in anger. The slap. The push. The fall. Bianca's chilling line. "You will regret this day, mark my words." Kelvin's heart dropped into his stomach. He dialed immediately. "Chief," he stammered as the call connected, we have a problem." Martins answered with a grunt. "What is it now?" "Sir, the incident at the plaza. It's online. Everywhere. Everyone's seen it. It's going viral like mad. X, Instagram, TikTok. Even BBC Africa just tweeted the video. They are calling it the Billionaire slap." "What video?" Martins snapped. Kelvin whispered, "Sir, people recorded everything." There was a moment of silence on the line. Then Chief Martins' voice turned low. "Dangerous. Delete it." "Sir, it's too late. It's everywhere. Some are even uploading it to YouTube with commentary. There's already a remix version with drums and Igbo talking drums behind it." I said delete it. Chief Martins roared. "I can't, sir. You don't understand, it's gone global. Even my mother sent it to me on WhatsApp asking, 'Is this your boss?'" Chief Martins' phone vibrated again. A message from the Minister of Trade. "Martins, we need to talk. Urgently. This thing is serious." Another from a European investor. "Postponing meeting until further notice. Hope all is well." And then his daughter's text. "Daddy, how could you?" For the first time in years, the lion felt a shiver in his bones. Chief Martins burst into his mansion like a wounded animal. His private staff rushed to greet him, but one look at his face and they scattered like leaves in a storm. "Call the PR team. Call my lawyer. Call anyone," he barked, flinging his briefcase across the marble floor. In less than 30 minutes, a crisis meeting began in his sitting room. The huge plasma screen was already filled with clips of the incident, tweets, and hashtags from global media houses. A female PR consultant was pacing. "This is bad. Bad. We are getting slammed online. Feminist groups, politicians, celebrities, even pastors, everyone is condemning you, sir. It's not just the slap anymore. It's what it represents." Chief Martins threw his hands up. "So what? I apologize, and this ends, right?" The room went quiet. "No, sir," Kelvin said cautiously. "There's more. We did some digging on the woman. She's not who we thought." Chief Martins sat up. "What do you mean?" "She's a common street girl." Kelvin swallowed hard. "No, sir. Her name is Bianca Gold. And she's She's the CEO of Tema Group. The room froze. Tema Group? Asked the lawyer. As in, the multinational conglomerate? Yes, Kelvin nodded. She's the chairwoman. Silent. Low profile. Almost no social media. But she controls several companies across Africa. Financial services. Real estate. Oil. Tech. Some of the companies we do business with. Chief Martins blinked like a man slapped by fate itself. He whispered, "Are you sure?" "We triple-checked, sir," Kelvin said, pulling up photos on the screen. "She lives privately. Dressed like an ordinary citizen to inspect properties and projects. The Eco Plaza. She wasn't just shopping, she was planning to buy it." One of the PR agents added quietly, "And now? She's bought it. Through a proxy company. The same building where you publicly assaulted her." Chief Martins gripped the arms of his chair, knuckles white. "So all this time, you insulted, slapped, and pushed one of the most powerful women in Nigeria on camera." A cold silence settled over the room. And then came the final blow. The lawyer held up his phone. "She just released a statement," he said. "Not an attack. Not even an insult. Just a calm video." He hit play. Bianca sat in a simple chair, in the same white dress from that day, her face peaceful. "I don't seek revenge. I seek accountability. What happened to me happens to millions of women every day. Judged by appearance. Dismissed. Mistreated. I was fortunate. But millions are not. We must hold people in power accountable. No more silence. No more abuse behind tinted glass and title. Power must come with humility." The video ended. One of the PR consultants stood and said quietly, "Sir, we are not just dealing with scandal anymore. We are dealing with a legacy problem." Chief Martins sat back in his chair. He had ruled over the business world like a god. But now, the very woman he had humiliated in public was holding his entire empire by the throat, with nothing but poise, silence, and truth. 3 days after the incident, Lagos came to a near standstill as news broke that Chief Chukwuebuka Martins would be holding a live press conference. The venue was packed with journalists, security, flashing cameras, and millions more watching the live stream across Africa and the diaspora. Chief Martins stepped onto the stage. But he was not the same man. No designer suit. No swagger. He wore a plain ash-colored kaftan. His voice, once thunderous, was quiet, uncertain. He took a breath, stepped to the microphone, and said, "My name is Chief Chukwuebuka Martins, and I have failed. A few days ago, I assaulted a woman in public. I slapped her, insulted her, and pushed her without knowing who she was, or even caring. I assumed she was beneath me because of how she dressed. That woman, Bianca Gold, is not only a brilliant entrepreneur and respected business leader, but more importantly, a human being. I am deeply sorry to her, women, and everyone who has ever been treated like they were invisible. I let arrogance blind me. I let power deceive me. And I will carry the shame of that moment for the rest of my life. I have stepped down temporarily as CEO of Martins Holdings and will undergo personal and professional accountability. I am donating 2 billion Nigerian Nairas to women's empowerment programs and anti-harassment campaigns. But no money can undo what I did. I ask for forgiveness. But I do not demand it. That is not mine to request." He stepped back from the mic. His eyes were damp. And for the first time in his life, Chief Chukwuebuka Martins bowed publicly. The internet exploded again, but this time, with mixed reactions. Some applauded the gesture. Others called it calculated. But across the nation, the applause didn't belong to Chief Martins. It belonged to Bianca. Later that night, Bianca posted one final message on her personal page, a simple video with no background music, no flair. She sat behind a desk, dressed simply, as always. I accept the apology, not because the pain is erased, but because healing must begin somewhere. But let this be bigger than me. Every time we excuse violence, every time we silence victims or blame them based on their appearance, status, or gender, we allow monsters to grow in daylight. We need a new culture. A new standard. I was fortunate. But I speak for those who are not. Let justice no longer depend on how loudly the victim can shout, but on how firmly the truth can stand. She gave a slight smile. To the women out there, you are not invisible. You are not powerless. And to those in power, be very careful who you step on while climbing. Because sometimes, the stone you kick might be the mountain you fall from. Chief Martins disappears from public view for a while. His apology sparks nationwide discussions on classism, gender violence, and corporate accountability. Bianca becomes a symbol, not of revenge, but of restraint, power, and grace. Documentaries are made. Schools hold forums. Politicians quote her words. Moral lessons. 1. Never judge by appearance. The way someone looks or dresses does not define their worth or power. True respect must be offered to all, not just the visibly wealthy or influential. 2. One impulsive act in public, especially in the age of social media, can destroy decades of reputation. Be mindful, especially when no one seems to be watching. In the digital age, the truth moves faster than money. Videos go viral in seconds, and public opinion can shift like a storm. 3. Treat everyone with respect, always. Whether someone is a cleaner or a CEO, kindness and courtesy should be constant. Today's nobody might hold the key to your future. Thanks for watching. I love you all.